Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm turning it on right now.
That's not the right one. It's not the right one. Okay, now I think this is right. Okay. I hope that video got your team excited about this year's President's Cup competition. And your Maryland team will be the one holding the cup at the end. Welcome to the 2025 Maryland President's Cup Draw. My name is Brad Roos, and I'm again honored to serve as a Cup Director for this year's competition. We are coming to you live from the Focal Point Studios in Owens Mill. I would like to thank all of the coaches, the managers, families, but especially the players for attending tonight's draw. Many people are responsible for assisting with the Maryland Cups each year, which include MSYSA board members, staff, and a countless number of volunteers. Please let the MSYSA office know if you'd like to assist at any point during the competition. Now let's meet some of the board members and staff who are either helping with today's production of this draw. First, for online support, we have Sean Fleming and Greg Smith, who is our Executive Director for MSYSA. Not here tonight, but certainly has assisted with marketing and social media, is Bree Nardone. Jessica Hafer will be taking care of the rosters for this year's event. And for tonight, the draw is being held by Robert Perkey and Gabe Adu. And we're especially happy to have Gabe here tonight as he is our State Youth Referee Administrator. So welcome. In the production, we have Marty Jenoff and his awesome staff working tonight. For President's Cup, last year saw the highest total registrations ever for the President's Cup. By the numbers, we had 164 teams, 22 teams advanced to the East Regional Tournament in West Virginia, and 5 teams, the most ever from Maryland, advancing to the National Championships in Wichita, Kansas. For the first time, Maryland had a team advance to the final. The SAC Premier Blue in the U17 Boys Division. And in one of the most exciting matches ever seen in a final, they lost, unfortunately, on the 15th penalty kick. Speaking of last year, I thought it would be great. It would be some great information to the teams registered in this year's President's Cup to hear from one of the coaches who took a team to the national finals. I'm pleased to welcome Andres Mendoza from the Tacoma Park Sport for Life Blue Team to the program tonight. Andres, welcome, and thanks again for joining us with insights from your great journey last year. I know that last year you coached the Tacoma Sport for Life team in the President's Cup competition. How long have you coached the boys on your team?
So I've coached about 75% of our players for more than 8 years. So most of the team has been together for a while now. And, it's been incredible to watch them grow, not only individually, but also collectively as a group. We've just been a cohesive unit, and it's been great. And the President's Cup was definitely something that helped us out tremendously.
So your team won the Maryland President's Cup. How did you find the competition during the event, and what was it like when you won the championship?
So the competition was intense, and the atmosphere is much different than regular league games or other tournaments. So it's a knockout format, and every team knows it's win or go home, which, raises the stakes for everybody. And it wasn't just the games, the players, the coaches, and parents, alike were just all more intense. And when we won, it was an amazing feeling, but our celebration was, a little short because we knew there was more work ahead, and, we quickly shifted our focus for the next challenge.
Awesome. Tacoma then represented Maryland at the regional tournament in West Virginia. What was that experience like?
So West Virginia was a completely different level than, what we experienced at State. The heat alone made the preparation essential. The competition was a lot more physical. It was more intense. And I believe more challenging than the state tournament, because at this stage, everyone's facing the best teams across the region, and every team had earned the right to be there. So the stakes were even higher than it was at the state level. And to succeed there, we had to perform our best in every aspect, and hydration, the physical conditioning, and especially the mental side of the game. The mental side is what helps you push through fatigue, adversity, and it played a huge role in how we approach every match.
Awesome. And again, I was there and your boys did great. Lastly, I know that your team placed as finalists in the regional tournament, which meant that Tacoma received a berth to the national championship in Wichita, Kansas. I was with your team at the event and your boys played great. I totally enjoyed the experience with them. But tell me, what was that like for them playing the top teams in the country with so much pressure, and how will that assist your team this upcoming season now that you're playing in State Cup?
So I mean, we're definitely disappointed not to finish first, but we're incredibly proud to even represent Maryland at the national stage. And competing against the best teams in the country was an eye-opening experience. From West Virginia to Kansas, everything was even a step up above that. And the speed of play, the physicality, and the level of talent we got to see there. These teams weren't just representing their states. They earned the right to represent their entire region, and it was a lot more physical. The speed of play was a lot quicker, and the level of talent was just great. And then being so far from home added another layer of challenge. And once again, hydration, physical preparation, and I think the most important thing is the mental toughness of every player. And everything was key. The experience taught our players that, talent alone isn't enough. You got to consistently work, and to be at the highest level requires preparation and, resilience. And playing back-to-back games in the heat and the intensity revealed the importance of, overcoming anything. And, it was both physical and mental. And, as a coach, I truly believe the mental part is the biggest part, and then fitness, technical ability, and teamwork, of course, follows. But they all fall into the same place. But the experience gave our team a new perspective, and it'll help us moving forward. And now that we're at the State Cup game, we're definitely a lot more prepared, experiencing that.
Great. Andres, thanks again for joining the draw tonight. I'm sure your insight and experience will be beneficial to the teams hoping to win the Cup this year.
Good. I appreciate you for having me, Brad. Good luck to all the teams out there as well.
Thanks again. I'm also excited to introduce you all to the newest member of the MSYSA team, Priestley. Priestley spent the last 16 years with Mix 106.5, where he hosted a popular radio show and joins the team as an MSYSA ambassador. In this role, Priestley will be helping to share the exciting things happening within the MSYSA and our amazing clubs and leagues, so be sure to say hi when you see him around. Priestley, would you like to say a few words to the President's Cup teams?
Just want to say best of luck to everybody participating. I am so excited. I'll be out there with a camera crew, with mics. We're going to be doing interviews, talking to players, coaches, the refs, bringing youth soccer here to the Maryland stage and hopefully to the world stage. It's the greatest sport in the world. I'm so excited to be a partner here, and this is just the beginning of incredible things to come.
Thanks, Priestley. We really are excited about having you, and we look forward to seeing you out on the fields this spring.
I'm excited as well.
So now let's get back to the program. Before we begin the informational part, I thought that I would highlight the 5 important changes, reminders concerning the President's Cup competition. I will speak in more detail later in the program concerning these 5 items, but it would be important if you are a coach or manager to make a note of these items. The regional tournament dates are June 13th through the 17th in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. All teams that are entering this competition should be prepared to attend if they qualify by making sure your parents and players have the dates already on their calendars. All teams that win the championship, and depending on the availability of wild cards, runner-up teams will be expected also to attend. While this had been an issue in the past, I am happy to report that all but one team that qualified last year did attend the regional tournament. You will see later that there is a significant fine associated for a team that does not attend. If you already know that your team is unable to attend the regional tournament in June, you must let me know immediately so I can drop your team from the competition. For age groups with 8 or more teams in it, they will advance to a round-robin format in the quarterfinal round. Having the ability to provide the round-robin format was something that the teams had overwhelmingly asked for in previous surveys. For age groups with less than 8 teams, it will continue completely as a single elimination tournament. As last year, referee fees will not be paid in cash at the game site. Teams will be billed through their GOT Sport President's Cup accounts, like the additional game fees, due by Thursday before the weekend matches. All teams, including Central Pay Clubs, will be required to pay this amount each week, since we are paying the referees after the matches instead of at the end of the Cup season. The first additional game fee is included in your initial registration fee. Throughout tonight, there will be important dates for your team. Please pay close attention to the roster freeze dates for all teams. The girls' team's freeze date is upcoming on Wednesday, April 2nd. Also, all players and bench personnel must have their cards laminated and present at each match. This has been an issue at some of this year's State Cup play-in matches, so please make sure you have your roster and cards in order. And finally, there's only one rule change in our President's Cup rules this year. A team that forfeits a quarterfinal round robin, no matter what their record, cannot advance to the semifinal round. And now let's take a look at the competition format. As I've already discussed, the quarterfinal round will be round robin for age groups with 8 or more teams. All other rounds, including play-in matches for 13U, 15U, 16U, and 17U boys age groups, along with a round of 16, semifinals, and finals, will be single elimination. Next, here's a list of this year's President's Cup dates, which have been available since December. It is really important as we complete the draw that you make a note of dates that your team will be required to play matches on. Your individual play dates will be specifically discussed during your age group draw. Please note that we provide these dates for you so that you're able to work around your league matches, since cup matches take precedent over all league games. As far as scheduling considerations, I wanted to point this out to all teams that draw either a play-in or a round of 16 match, that I will be scheduling those matches that occur the first 2 weekends in April beginning tomorrow. So any scheduling considerations must be made tonight through the MSYSA Cups website. And now looking at the remainder of the Cup dates, please note that with the exception of the play-in, the quarterfinal round, and finals, all matches will be played on Sundays. The quarterfinal matches will be played on both Saturday and Sunday during those weekends, so you must not schedule any league matches. This is very important. This will allow teams, by providing the dates, to schedule their league matches on opposite days to avoid any conflicts that could lead to a league cancellation. Again, please pay close attention to when schedule considerations are due online at the MSYSA website for each round. As I said earlier, the Eastern Regional Tournament will be held in Pennsylvania June 13th through 17th, which is great for our Maryland teams. As I mentioned earlier, all teams should alert their parents to these dates immediately in case your team qualifies. As you can see, there is a very large fine if a team qualifies but does not attend. The national championship this year will be held in Tampa, Florida. And now we're going to take a slight break and look at the highlights from our MSYSA state championships last year. This year marks our 5th year doing the President's Cup. We have the most teams we've ever had in the program. This year adding 45 teams, which is a huge amount. It's a great competition.
It was a very well-run tournament. The competition was good, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
The level of competition has been quite good. Pushed us. I don't feel like any of these games were walkovers in any way.
I mean, the level of competition was pretty high for us. We had a lot of days where we had 11, 12 players. We didn't have many subs. We fought really hard to make it here. Every game it felt like was a fight for 90 minutes to make it here, and making it here is honestly just such a cool thing for these guys. They've worked so hard all year.
2024 President's Cup's been a good tournament for us. You know, real proud of my guys who had to battle in different conditions against different teams, some of which we've never played before, and you know, battled together to get the job done. So it's been a really good experience across the board for us.
President's Cup was a great experience for us this year. Our girls were competitive, ready to play. They knew what it meant. Really happy with how everything went. Thrilled to represent Maryland on our trip out to President's Cup Regionals this year. Happy to represent MSYSA as we've done in the past before, and we'll look to do again in the future.
You know, to get to the end and come through it, it's sometimes not necessarily always about the level of play, which was very, very high, but at the same time, more about just the determination to get through it. So I'm very proud of both of our groups, the other groups as well that were in the competition, represented themselves very well.
You know, I know State Cup is the upper echelon of what we want to do in USYS, but President's Cup is a entryway. It's a pathway to a regional championship, which, you know, it's why these players do this. It's why the coaches do it. So I would highly recommend using President's Cup as a pathway to regionals and nationals beyond that.
Welcome back. That was an awesome video from last year's finals. As I said earlier, all fees, including the referee and additional game fees, will be paid online in your GotSport team account where you registered for President's Cup. No longer will referee fees be collected in cash at the fields before the matches. As I said previously, your registration fee includes the first game payment, with each additional game that a team plays after that match costing $275, which covers field fees, trainers, infrastructure, and staff. All payments are due no later than the Thursday before the weekend matches. All teams, including Central Pay clubs, are required to pay the referee fees each week. And here are the referee fees for this year, which only were increased by $5 per team. 11 and 12U is $95 per team. 13U and 14U, $100 per team. 15U and 16U, $110 per team. 17U through 19U, $115 per team. The one thing that I would want to say about the referees from last year is they did a phenomenal job. We have made a huge emphasis for the past several years on upgrading the referees that work at the President's and State Cup levels. I have to thank Gabe Adu, who you met earlier, and Larry Middleman, who have worked tirelessly to provide mentors, coaches, and evaluators at almost all of the Cup matches. So thanks again to them. Now, let's talk about 3 items that I wanted to highlight regarding Cup procedures. The first is the check-in procedure. The rosters will already be on the match card that will be provided at the match site. Only players who appear on the match card can participate in the match. No players may be added under any circumstance. Only the team manager or representative needs to check in at the tournament headquarters tent 1 hour prior to the match starting time. The home team will still serve as the field marshal. The referees will check in all players and bench personnel on the field prior to the beginning of the match. Last year we had some problems with this procedure, so we're making it a little bit more organized for this year. So for this year, the players will line up holding their player passes. The referee will call each player's name, who will then hand their pass to the referee. The referee will then check the player's card, jersey, and equipment. After checking in the player, they can then return to their warm-up. Any player, and this is important, who is late for the start of the match will not be allowed to check in until halftime. They will not be permitted to participate in the first half. Any player who arrives after the second half has begun will not be permitted to participate in the match. This is due to the fact that the referees are the only ones allowed to check players in. Teams are not. The cards of any players who are not participating in the match must be left at the headquarters tent and picked up at the completion of the match. Wild cards for this year. Maryland runner-up teams have the possibility of receiving a wild card to qualify for the regional tournament. These should be announced somewhere around mid-April. And as I said earlier, all finalists should be prepared to attend the regionals if given the opportunity. And lastly, the suspension list. Any player or coach who received a red card from their last Cup match that they participated in must sit out the first Cup game of this year. This would include the State President's Cup, the regional and/or national competition. Please check the list that is currently on the MSYSA website. As was the case last year, players sent off from a match will remain on the bench unless deemed by the referee to be an issue, in which case they will be removed by the MSYSA representative. Suspended players can be present at the match, but cannot be in uniform and must stand on the spectator side. Any team personnel, which include coaches, managers, and/or spectators, are not permitted to be at the game site. It is the team's responsibility to make sure that the referee knows before the match if a player, coach, manager, or spectator is serving their suspension during that match, and it is recorded on the match report. Now again, let's take a short break and watch the video from the East Regional Tournament from last year. Welcome back. Now let's look at a couple of reminders about several of the MSYSA President's Cup rules. If a player is suspected of suffering a head injury, the referee will instruct the player to leave the field. If a player receives clearance from the on-site trainer, they may re-enter the match. If they are not cleared, they must have a note on doctor's letterhead given to the Cup director before they can compete in any other match. Players from National League Pro, EDP National Conference Division I, National League Showcase, the E64 League, or a member of any national level development academy are not eligible to be on a President's Cup roster. Teams can add past players as long as they are not on any other State Cup or President's Cup roster. Teams and players can only participate in one Cup competition. Next, the winning team submits the match report from the referee to the Cup representative at the tournament headquarters after the match. Players on approved roster, but not on game roster, can be on the team bench in uniform. Exception, again, remember, suspended players are not allowed on the bench. Very important, the home team will wear lighter colored jersey and socks. The visiting team will wear contrasting darker colored jersey and socks. If there is a conflict using this formula, then the home team must change. It would be better if both teams brought all of their kits to the match. And especially at the beginning of the Cup competition, when the weather still has a possibility of being cold, if players plan on wearing leggings and or undershirts, or what I call Under Armour, the home team can only wear white, and the visiting team can only wear either black or the solid color of their uniform shirt. And just like last year, all games that are tied will play full overtime periods to conclusion, and then FIFA penalty kicks from the penalty mark if needed. Exception is the round-robin quarterfinals where ties are permitted. Next, for President's Cup, substitutions are unlimited for all age groups. And as usual, no alcoholic beverages, smoking, or pets are permitted at the game sites. Lastly, an awards presentation will be held at the conclusion of each championship match, and both teams are required to attend. The state will retain perpetual trophies. Teams will be presented medals and a plaque for the coach. Now let's talk for a minute about your official President's Cup roster. The President's Cup Series is a three-part competition that begins in the state, then advances to the regional tournament, and concludes at the national championship. In regards to roster freeze dates, the freeze date for all 11U through 18U girls teams will be April 2nd, and the boys roster freeze date will be April 9th. As was the case last year, the President's Cup rosters will be cloned by the state registrar from your 2024-2025 MSYSA official travel roster, approximately 1 week prior to the roster freeze. The girls' team's rosters will be cloned no later than tomorrow, Wednesday, March 26th. Please contact your club administrator to confirm that your official roster is correct. Only primary, very important, players are cloned to the President's Cup roster, but they can add club pass players as long as that player does not appear on any other Cup roster. I can't emphasize this enough since it is a problem each year. You must check your President's Cup roster to make sure it is correct multiple times before the freeze date. The total maximum roster for 13U through 19U is 22 players. For 11U and 12U age groups, maximum number is 16 players. Teams will again need to submit a support ticket so that we can accurately track rosters when your team is ready for approval or if you have a need to submit questions concerning the process. Jessica Hafer, the MSYSA registrar, will assist with the Cup roster process. Again this year, MSYSA is providing the opportunity for businesses to become Cup sponsors. This is the largest competition that includes just Maryland and the District of Columbia teams. The direct audience footprint is impressive for businesses with a connection to Maryland and DC. To reach over 350 teams, 5,600 players, 2,000 officials, and over 15,000 spectators. There are two categories for sponsorship: principal name sponsor or individual round sponsor. Benefits include, but not limited to, advertisement of logo on all MSYSA Cup sites, including website and social media. The corporate name used in signage and printed promotional materials. They are able to set up a booth at fields or headquarters where matches are played. We would have signage at all Cup fields, access to Cup social media sites, and the one benefit that I like the most, sponsors' name on awards and champion t-shirts for players to wear at the regional tournament. For more information, please contact me and I will provide additional information. Before we begin the draw, I am very excited to announce additional opportunities for teams to see the results from each weekend and how teams can provide narrative and videos from their matches instead of each week having to go into each age group results in the GOT Sports system. We have created a new web page on the MSYSA website, along with social media sites, Facebook and Instagram, to provide results from the last weekend. Along with this new web page, we are asking teams to provide a brief narrative about the match or provide a short video from the actual site to be included on the web page and social media. We need your support to make this a great area to highlight the President's Cup program. And just to give you an idea on what we are looking for, here is a look at one of the interviews that was sent in last week after a State Cup play-in match.
It was a very intense game. Good game, went to pens, and we ended up winning in the end.
I think it was a hard fight. It didn't really matter, like at one point it didn't really matter who was more skillful. It really mattered on who worked the hardest, and in the end, that was us.
It was a very good fight between both teams, but at the end of the day, we came out victorious.
Yeah.
Overall, Booster 2010s had a good game against ODCB, and we beat them 2-1. And we had one goal from our goalie. He punted it all the way from the 18 and scored. And then we had another goal from Will Smerick, number 13, and he just dribbled past all the kids on the back line. And we had the goalie that scored, Quinn Burns, number 1. Shout out. And yeah, we all played good, team effort. It wasn't just one person, and we're ready to play SAC.
As you can see, we are very excited about this new program. And again, I would encourage all of you to please send us narratives about what happened to the game, who scored the goals, what the match was like. And as you can see, love to see the videos from the game sites. I thought that was excellent, and we look forward to all of the President's Cup teams participating in this exciting new format. Now, before we begin the draw, let's look at the video from the National Championships in Wichita last year. As someone who has coached teams that have won national championships, I know the journey through state, regional, and national competitions is an unbelievable experience. and it all begins in Maryland. Now let's get into the main portion of the program that everyone has been waiting for, the individual age group draws. The Cup competition begins at the 11U age group. Reminder that the 11U champions do not advance to the regional tournament. If an age group has less than 8 teams, all rounds for that age group will be single elimination. Please remember that there is a possibility of one seeded team from the previous year. The finalist, since the champion must move up to the State Cup competition by rule. In order to be seeded, the team must have at least 9 returning players to their official travel roster from last year's President's Cup. Now, let's start with the 11U girls. The 11U girls this year have 4 teams, which doesn't seem like a lot, but last year we did not have a division in this particular age group. So we have 4 teams, no seeded teams since it is a new age group. So now let's go to Robert and Gabe for the draw.
You ready, Robert?
Yep, let's go. And the number 1 seed, BritAm Red G, 2014. The number 2 seed, Cecil FC, 2014 Girls, Red. The number 3 seed is Coppermine SC North, Girls, 2014 Pre-GA. And the final team, number 4, is the SAC Girls 2014 Premier Blue.
So that is the draw for the 11U girls. Remember that all 4 teams will play in the semifinal on Sunday, May 18th at the Soccerplex. And now this is what the bracket looks like. You can see that BritAm will play SAC Girls Premier Blue in one semifinal, and the other semifinal will be Cecil Girls Red versus Coppermine North. And now we advance to the 11 boys. In the 11 boys age group, we have 6 teams. And again, no seeded teams since it is a new age group for this year. You can see that the quarterfinals for the seeds 3 through 6 will be on Sunday, April 27th, with those teams that win those 2 quarterfinal matches advancing with seeds 1 and 2 to the semifinals on May 18th. So now let's go to the draw for the 11U boys.
Number 1 seed, Tacoma Park Friends United 2014. Number 2, MSI 2014 Boys Gold. The number 3 seed, SAC Boys 2014 Premier Blue. The 4th seed, Soccer by Rachel Soccer Club. Number 5, St. Mary's Soccer 2014 Boys Premier. And the 6th seed is A3 Newcastle 14B.
So that includes the draw for the 11U boys. And again, here are the dates, the 3 dates that are very important for this age group. Make sure you make a note of them. And as we look at the bracket, you can see here that on April 27th, Soccer by Rachel will play St. Mary's in one of the quarterfinal matches, and the SAC Boys Premier Blue will play A3 Newcastle in the other quarterfinal match, with MSI Gold and Tacoma Park Friends United waiting for them at the semifinal match. And now we're going to go to the 12U girls. In the 12U girls division, we have 3 teams this year. So that those teams, the seeds 2 and 3, will play in the semifinal on Sunday, May 18th, and they will meet seed number 1 in the final on May 31st at the Soccerplex. So now let's have the seeding for the 12U girls.
Okay, the number 1 seed, which will move right to the finals, Liverpool FCIA Central MD 2013 girls. Number 2 seed, MSI 2013 girls gold. And number 3 is SAC Girls 2013 Premier Blue.
MSI Gold will play SAC Girls Premier Blue on Sunday, May 18th, with the winner playing against Liverpool FCIA at the finals at the Soccerplex on Saturday, May 31st. And now we're going to move on to the 12U boys. In this age group, last year we only had 6 teams, but this year we have 15 teams that are going to compete for the cup for this age group. Please note that all the teams except for the number 1 seeded team will have their first match on Sunday, April 13th. All of these matches we played at the Maryland Soccerplex. The winners of those matches, along with the number 1 seed, will advance to the quarterfinal weekend, where they will play 3 matches that week on April 26th and April 27th. So now let's go to the draw for the 12U boys.
Okay. The number 1 seed, Luciano Emilio Soccer Eternal 11 boys 2013 Black U12. Number 2, Bethesda Academy 2 2013. Number 3, Bethesda Academy 3, 2013. Number 4 is Coppermine SC Boys 2013 Academy 1. Number 5, Broadneck 2013 Titans Black. Sixth seed, Bowie FC 2013 B. Number 7, SAC Boys 2013 Premier Blue. Number 8, Coppermine Soccer Club Boys 2013 Blue. Number 9, Elevate Soccer Academy 2013 Boys. Seed 10, Panthers FC DMV Warriors. '11 is SAC Boys 2013 Pre-Academy. Seed 12, Juventus Academy 2013 Boys Academy. Seed 13, PPA 2013 Green Boys. The 14th seed, MSI 2013 Boys Gold. And 15th seed, Liverpool FCIA Central Maryland 2013 Boys Red.
So interesting, as far as this bracket is concerned, is that in the 12 girls, Liverpool got the first seed, and in the 12 boys, they ended up with the 15th seed. So as you can see here, here's the bracket. Please note that the round of 16 matches are on Sunday, April 13th. Coppermine Boys Blue will play against Elevate Academy. Coppermine Academy 1 will play against PPA Green Boys. And Broadneck Titans Black will be against Juventus Academy in that side of the bracket. On the other side of the bracket, Academy 2 will play against Liverpool SCI Central Red. SAC Boys Premier Blue will play against the Panthers DMV Warriors. Bethesda Academy 3 will go up against the MSI Boys Gold. And in the last round of 16 match, Bowie FC will play against SAC Boys Pre-Academy, with Luciano Emilio Soccer advancing to the quarterfinal round robins. Now let's go to the 13U girls. In the 13U girls, we have 8 teams this year in that particular age group. So all 8 teams will advance to the weekend of May 3rd and 4th. Please make a note again, don't schedule any league games because you will play 3 matches that weekend. Those quarterfinals will be at Liberty Park, the weekend of May 3rd and 4th. And now here is the draw for the 13 girls.
Okay, 13 girls. Number 1 seed, Coppermine SC Girls, 2012 Pre-GA. Number 2 seed, Potomac Premier 1, 12G. Seed number 3, Arundel Youth Sports Phoenix Strikers 2012 G U13. Fourth seed, St. Mary's Soccer 2012 Girls Premier. Fifth seed, SAC Girls 2012 Premier Blue. The sixth seed, SAC Girls 2012 Pre-Academy. The seventh seed, FC Frederick 12G Royal. And number 8th seed in the 13 girls is MSI 2012 Girls Gold.
So that includes the draw for the 13U girls. As you can see, the teams on the left, Coppermine, MSI Gold, St. Mary's, and SAC Premier Blue, will play a round robin. The top 2 teams will advance to the semifinals. And on the other side of the bracket, Potomac, FC Frederick, Arundel, and SAC Pre-Academy will play a round robin, and the top 2 teams from that group will then advance to the quarterfinal round, the semifinal round. And now let's move on to the 13U boys. There are 17 teams in this particular age group. Unfortunately, PPA Green did not meet continuity, and so all 17 teams will be drawn for this particular age group. Please note that seeds 16 versus 17, if you're drawn in those 2 places, your first match is upcoming on Saturday, April 5th at the Soccerplex. The winners of that match plus all other teams, their first match will be Sunday, April 13th at Liberty Park. And now let's advance to the 13 boys draw.
Okay, the number 1 seed in the 13 boys, PPA 2012 Green Boys. The second seed, Coppermine SC Boys 2012 Blue. The third seed, Coppermine SC West Boys 2012 Academy. The fourth seed, DMV United 2012. Fifth seed, Cecil FC 2012 Boys. The 6th seed, Broadneck 2012 Premier. Seventh seed, Shore FC Black 2012 B. The 8th seed, MSI 2012 Boys Silver. The 9th seed, Bethesda Green 2012. The 10th seed, Liverpool FCIA Central MD 2012 Boys. The 11th seed, St. Mary's Soccer 2012 Boys Classic White. Twelfth seed team, City SC Frederick 12B EDP. 13th seed, St. Mary's Soccer 2013 Boys Premier. Fourteenth seed, Juventus Academy 2012 Boys Academy. 15th seed, Bethesda Royal 2012. Sixteenth seed, Cerritos Soccer 2012 B. And the 17th seed, FC Frederick 12B Royal.
So that includes the 13U boys draw. And as we can see, as the bracket is brought up, the most important thing is Cerritos will play against FC Frederick Royal on Saturday, April 5th. So if you have a league game scheduled for that day, you're going to need to reschedule it. As we said earlier, cup games take precedent over the league games. Then all other teams will then advance to the round of 16 on April 13th, along with the winner of the Cerritos FC Frederick match. As you can see, there's some good matchups. PPA Green ended up, even though they didn't meet continuity, they ended up getting the first seed through the draw. And then MSI Silver will play Bethesda Green. DMV United will go up against St. Mary's Soccer. And Cecil FC will play against City SC Frederick. On the other side of the bracket, Copper Mine Blue will go up against Bethesda Royal. Shore FC Black will play against Liverpool FCI Central. Copper Mine Boys Academy will go up against Juventus Academy. And lastly, Broadneck Premier will play against St. Mary's Soccer. Again, that's a great 13U age group. And now let's move on to the 14U girls. In this particular age group, we have 11 teams. And the Baltimore Union Elite, who were last year's finalists, did meet continuity, and they will be seeded first for this age group. As you can see, the round of 16, the first matches will be played on Sunday, April 6th at Liberty Park. The winners of those matches and the teams that have byes will then move on to the quarterfinals the weekend of May 3rd and 4th to play 3 matches that weekend. And now let's go to the 14U draws with Gabe and Robert.
Okay. As Brad said, we'll be starting with the number 2 seed in the 14 girls. So number 2, Severna Park, 11G Black. Number 3 seed, Potomac Premier 1, 11G. Number 4 seed, Sac Girls 2011, Premier Blue. Number 5 seed, Juventus Academy 2011 Girls Academy. Number 6 seed, Calvert Soccer 11G Premier. Seventh seed, St. Mary's Soccer 2011 Girls Premier. The 8th seed, PPA 2011 Green Girls. Ninth seed, SAC Girls 2011 Pre-Academy. 10th seed, Coppermine SC Girls 2011 Pre-GA. And the 11th seed, ASA Royal Blues 2011.
So that concludes the 14U girls draw for this year. As you can see, there will be matches here in the quarterfinals, 3 matches, which will be played on Sunday, April the 6th. The winners of those matches will then advance to the quarterfinals to play against the teams that received byes, which were Baltimore Union Elite, SAC Girls Premier Blue, Juventus Academy, Severna Park Black, and Potomac Premier 1. And as you can see, it is important, the 3 games, St. Mary's Premier versus Coppermine, Calvert Soccer versus ASA Royal Blues, those matches, along with the quarterfinal on the other side, which is PPA Green and SAC Girls Pre-Academy, those 3 matches will be played on Sunday, April the 6th. And now we'll move on to the 14U boys. In this particular age groups, they will have 16 teams in their grouping. That means that all teams, the first match, all teams will play in the round of 16 on Sunday, April 13th at Liberty Park. There are no seeded teams for this age group. So we'll go now to the draw for the 14U boys.
Hey, the number 1 seed, Juventus Academy 2011 Boys Academy. number 2 seed. FC Charles, 11, boys red. The 3rd seed. FC Frederick, 11B, Royal. The 4th seed, PPA 2011 Green, boys. The 5th seed, World Class Premier 2011 boys, blue. The 6th seed, MSYSA 11 green. Seventh seed, A3 Cambridge 11B. The 8th seed, Coppermine Soccer Club, boys, 2011 blue. The 9th seed, Rockville Soccer Club, 2011. The 10th seed, PPA 2011 blue, boys. The 11th seed, Browsa 11-12 blue. Twelfth seed, Overlay Evolution FC 2011 boys. (13) Elevate Soccer Academy 2011 boys. (14) seed, City SC Frederick 11B EDP. (15th seed, Tacoma Park Friends United 2011 white. And the 16th seed is BVB International Dribbling Premier 2011B.
So that includes the bracket for the 14U boys. As you can see here are the matchups for the round of 16 on April 13th. Juventus will be playing against BVB International. Coppermine Boys Blue will go up against Rockville Soccer Club. PPA Green will play against Elevate Academy. And on the left side, World Class Premier Blue versus Overlay Evolution. On the other side of the bracket in the round of 16, SC Charles Red will go up against Tacoma Park Friends United White. A3 Cambridge will play against PPA Blue. FC Frederick Royal will play against City SC Frederick. That's a derby out of Frederick. And then BUSA Green, Brazilian Youth Soccer, Green will play against Brasa 11-12 blue. And now let's move on to the 15U girls. In this particular age group, we have 12 teams. Lutherville Timonium Elite has met continuity and is seeded first. This is the first time that a team from Lutherville Timonium has been seeded during the Cup process. So we will start with a second seed for the 15U girls.
Okay, starting with the number 2 seed, Liverpool FCIA, Central Maryland, 2010 girls, white. Number 3, SAC girls, 2010, Premier blue. Fourth seed, Potomac Premier 2, 10G. The fifth seed, Elevate Soccer Academy, 2010 girls. The sixth seed is FCGB, Center of Excellence, 2010 Girls Academy. The seventh seed MSI 2010 Girls, silver. The eighth seed, Next Level Athena, 2010. The ninth seed, Old Line FC Girls, 10 black. Tenth seed, Coppermine Soccer Club Girls, 2010 pre-GA. 11th seed, Freedom Soccer Club G 2010 Stars. And the 12th seed, MSI 2010 Girls Gold.
So that concludes the 15U girls. As you can see, their first round of 16 matches are played on Sunday, April the 6th at Liberty Park. And here's what the bracket looks like. So on April 6th, Next Level will play against Old Line Black. Elevate Academy will play against MSI Girls Gold. MSI Girls Silver will go up against Coppermine Pre-GA. And FCGB Girls Academy will play against the Freedom Stars. The winner of those matches will advance to the first weekend in May, 3rd and 4th, for the quarterfinals. The winners of those matches, along with Lutherville Timonium, our number 1 seed, Potomac Premier, SAC Premier Blue, and Liverpool FC Central, those teams will then compete in the round-robin quarterfinals on the first weekend in May. And now let's move on to the 15U boys. We have 18 teams in this particular bracket. SAC Premier Blue has met continuity, was a finalist last year, and is seeded number 1 in this age group. Please note that for seeds 15, 16, 17, and 18, Your first match will be in the play-in round on Saturday, April 5th at the Soccerplex. And now let's go and do the 15U boys draw.
Okay, starting with the second seed. St. Mary's Soccer 2010 Boys Premier. Third seed, Coppermine SC North Boys 2010 Academy. Fourth seed, Coppermine SC Boys 2010 Academy. The fifth seed, OBGC Rangers Blue 2010. Sixth seed, Thunder Soccer Club Napoli. Seventh seed, FC Millennium 2010. The eighth seed, Bethesda Royal 2010. The ninth seed, Joga FC 2010B. The 10th seed, A3 Bolton 10B. The 11th seed, PPA 2010 Blue Boys. The 12th seed, SAC Boys 2010 United Blue. The 13th seed is Bethesda Green 2010. The 14th seed, Rockville Soccer Club 2010. The 15th seed, FC Frederick 10B Royal Blue. The 16th seed, FC Frederick 10B Royal Black. The 17th seed, Juventus Academy 2010 Boys Academy. And the 18th seed, Bourbon Heights 2010 Wolfpack.
So that concludes the 15U boys age group. Please note, it looks like both FC Frederick teams are going to be playing in the play-in matches. So FC Frederick Blue, Royal Blue, will take on Juventus Academy in one of the play-in matches on April the 5th. And the other one is FC Frederick Royal Blue versus Berwyn Heights Wolfpack. All the other teams, along with the two winners of those matches, will then advance to the round of 16 on Sunday, April 13th at Liberty Park. The two play-in games on April 5th will be played at the Soccerplex. And you can see again the round of 16 matches. SAC Premier Blue will play the winner of the first play-in match. Bethesda Royal will go up against Yoga FC. Coppermine Academy will play Bethesda Green. And OBGC Rangers Blue will go up against SAC Boys United Blue. On the other side of the bracket, St. Mary's will wait for the winner of the second play-in match. FC Millennium will go up against A3 Bolton. Coppermine North Academy will play Rockville Soccer Club. And in the last round of 16 match, Thunder Napoli, my fault, will go up against PPA Boys Blue. And now we advance to the 16U girls. In this particular age group, there are 5 teams. Unfortunately, the finalists last year, SAC Premier Blue, did not meet continuity. So seeds 4 and 5 will meet in the quarterfinals for the 16 girls, which actually will be Sunday, May the 4th. That's incorrect on the sheet here. I apologize. With the winner of that match and the 3 other teams advancing to the semifinals on May 18th. So again, let's go to the draw for the 16U girls.
Okay, the number 1 seed. Coppermine Soccer Club West Girls 2009 Pre-GA. The second seed, Pasadena Soccer Club 2009 G Elite Blue. The number 3 seed, SAC Girls 2009 Premier Blue. The number 4 seed, Storm 2009 G. And the 5th seed, Coppermine Soccer Club Girls 2009 Pre-GA.
So that includes the 16U girls draw. Again, please note that the Storm will play against Coppermine Pre-GA. Remember again, for that date, it's going to be on Sunday, May the 4th, not April the 6th. So Sunday, May 4th, Storm versus Coppermine. The winner of that match advances to the semifinals on May 18th versus Coppermine West. And in the other side, on the other semifinal, it will be Pasadena Elite Blue versus SAC Girls Premier Blue. And now we go to the 16U boys. In this particular age group, we have 21 teams. This is our largest age group this year. And SAC Premier Blue, which was the finalist last year, did meet continuity and is seeded first. So we will start with the second seed for the draw. Remember again, there will be 5 play-in games on Saturday, April 5th at the Soccerplex, depending on the draw. So gentlemen, let's go to the 16U boys draw. 21.
Okay, starting with the number 2 seed, we have FC USA 2009 Bombers. Number 3 seed, Salisbury United SC 2009 Premier Boys. The 4th seed, Sac Boys 2009 United Blue. The number 5 seed, Elite Football Club 2009 Premier Black. The number 6 seed, Elevate Soccer Academy 2009 Boys Blue. The 7th seed, Bethesda Royal 2009. The number 8 seed, Bethesda Green 2009. The number 9 seed is PPA 2009 Blue Boys. The 10th seed, ASA Juventus United 2009. The number 11 seed, Shore FC Black 2009B. The number 12 seed, Alliance 2009 Boys Outlanders. The 13th seed, Coppermine SC Boys 2009 Blue. The 14th seed, Potomac Black 09B. The 15th seed is Bowie FC 2009B. The 16th seed is Broussa 09 Blue. The 17th seed, Southern Maryland Rush 09B. The 18th seed, Coppermine SC Boys 2009 Academy. The 19th seed is Frederick County Soccer Club MLD 1 Boys. The 20th seed is FC Frederick 09B Royal. And the 21st seed is Achilles 2009.
Okay, so that concludes the 16U boys draw and the 21 teams, which is our largest. So it's very important that we look at this draw, and it's a lot of teams, but there are 5 play-in games that have to be played. So as you can see here, Elevate FC will play against Coppermine Academy in one of the play-in games on the 5th. Potomac Black will play against MLD, a Frederick club, in the other one. And then the other 3 play-in games will be Brasa Blue versus Southern Maryland Rush, Coppermine Blue versus FC Frederick Royal, and Alliance Outlanders versus Achilles. Those 5 matches will be played on April the 5th at the Soccerplex. Those winning teams, along with the other teams on the bracket here, will then play in the round of 16 on Sunday, April 13th. That includes SAC Premier Blue, our #1 seed, Bethesda Green versus PPA Blue, SAC Boys United Blue, and Elite Football Premier Black, waiting for the winners of the play-in match. On the other side of the bracket, FC USA Bombers will play against a winner of a play-in match. Bethesda Royal will play against ASA Juventus United. Salisbury United waits for the winner of the Frederick County Potomac Black match. And Elevate will go up against Shore FC Black and the U16 boys. It's going to be a great competition. And now we're going to go to the 17U girls. For this particular age group, we have 6 teams. Seeds 3 through 6 will play on Sunday, May 4th in the quarterfinals, with the other 2 teams and the winners of the 2 quarterfinal matches advancing to Sunday, May 18th, all at the Maryland Soccerplex. So now let's start with the 17U girls draw and the 6 teams.
Hey, the first seed in the 17U girls. Calvert Soccer 0809G Premier. The #2 seed, Alliance 2008 Girls Surge. The #3 seed, SAC Girls 2008 Premier Blue. The #4 seed is FCGB Center of Excellence 2008 Girls PA. The 5th seed, Liverpool FCIA Central MD 2008-09 Girls. And the 6th seed is A3 Oxford 08G.
So that concludes the draw for the 17U girls. As you can see here, FCGB Girls PA will play against Liverpool FCI Central on May the 4th, along with SAC Premier Blue will play against A3 Oxford. Alliance and Calvert advance automatically to the semifinals on May 18th and await the winners of the 2 quarterfinal matches. And now we're going to advance to the 17U boys. This is our last large age group for this year as far as numbers. They have 18 teams in that particular age group in the 17 boys. As you're paying attention, seeds 15, 16, 17, and 18 will have a play-in match on Saturday, April 5th at the Soccerplex. The winners of those 2 matches, along with the remainder of the 17U boys, will play their first cup match in the round of 16 on Sunday, April 13th at the Soccerplex. So now let's go to the 17U boys.
Sorting it out.
Sorry for the delay. This is what happens when we have live TV. There were 2 teams that recently lost in the State Cup play-in matches that were eligible to move down because they are not in National Conference Division I. So we had to make sure that we had those teams in the group tonight that were being chosen. So again, let's go to the 17U boys. There are 18 teams, and we are starting with seed number 1.
Okay, the number 1 seed, Thunder Soccer Club, Rangers. The 2nd seed, Tacoma Park Thunder, 2008B. The 3rd seed, Pipeline 2008, Boys North, Black. The number 4 seed is Lions White 2008. The number 5 seed, DC 11 Football Club, Boys 2008. The 6th seed, A3 Liverpool 08B. The 7th seed, FC Frederick 08B Royal. The 8th seed, Northern Baltimore United Boys 08-09 Blue. The number 9 seed is Bethesda Royal 2008. The number 10 seed, Baltimore Union Elite 08B. The 11th seed, FC Charles 08-09 Boys Red. The number 12 seed, Overlay Evolution FC 2008B. The 13th seed, Coppermine Soccer Club West Boys 2008-2009 Academy U17. The 14th seed, A3 Leicester City 08B. The 15th seed is Shore FC Black. The 16th seed, Maryland United ML. The number 17 seed is Broussa 08 Blue. And the 18th seed is Juventus Academy 2008 Boys Academy.
So again, that concludes the 17U boys draw. Sorry for the confusion there. Again, the play-in round will be Saturday, April 5th at the Soccerplex. Those matches will have Maryland United NL facing off against Broussa Blue. And on the other side, Shore FC Black will face off against Juventus Academy. The winners of those two matches will advance to the round of 16, which will be played on Sunday, April 13th at the Soccerplex. And again, looking at the other matches, Tacoma Rangers will wait for the winner of the Maryland United Broussa. Northern Baltimore will go against Bethesda Royal. Lions White will go up against Coppermine West Academy. And DC 11 Football Club will play Overland Evolution. On the other side of the bracket, Tacoma Park Thunder waits for the winner of the Shore Juventus Academy match. FC Frederick Royal will go up against Baltimore Union Elite. Pipeline North Black will play against A3 Leicester City. And in the final round of 16 match, A3 Liverpool will go up against FC Charles Boys Red. Again, that's the 17U bracket. Now we're going to the 18U girls, and there are only 2 teams registered in this age group this year. So both of these teams will advance to the President's Cup Finals held at the Soccerplex on Saturday, May 31st. We're going to draw to see which team will be the home team. That will be the seed number 1, and seed number 2 will be the visiting team.
Mix them up good, Gabe. Okay, seed number 1 and the home team will be St. Mary's Soccer 2007 Girls Premier. And calling the coin toss will be seed number 2, Coppermine SC Girls 2007-2008 Pre-GA.
18 girls. St. Mary's will go up against Coppermine in the final on May 31st. The winner will represent the state of Maryland at the East Regional Championships. And now the final draw for tonight. And thank you all for being so patient. This will be the 18U boys. There are 4 teams in this particular bracket, which means that all 4 teams will play in the semifinals on Sunday, May 18th at the Soccerplex, with the 2 winners advancing to the finals on May 31st. And now let's do the draw, the final draw tonight for 18 boys.
Last one.
Yep. Okay, number 1 seed. Hartford FC United, 2007 Boys Premier. The number 2 seed is Cerritos Soccer, 2007 B. The number 3 seed MSI 2007-2008 Boys Gold. And the number 4 seed and final draw of the night is FC Frederick 07B Royal.
Including, great job, Gabe, Robert. Thank you guys for everything. And everyone else that assisted tonight. 18 boys, the semifinals are set. Hartford United Premier against FC Frederick Royal. In the other semifinal, for a chance to go to the finals and maybe a chance to go to represent Maryland at the regionals, Cerritos Soccer will play against MSI Gold. Again, I want to thank everyone for assisting tonight with the draw. I hope you enjoyed the program. Just a reminder that the U19 girls and boys application deadline is Monday, April 14th. Their draw will be held on Thursday, April 17th. Again, thanks for watching today's program. And remember, are you going to be the Maryland team that holds the championship cup this year? Thanks and good night.